for Cobblestone between Virtus.pro and EnVy. Virtus.pro starting on the T side, as you can see. EnVy actually won the knife round and chose to stay on the CT side, which is of interest because often people like to start on the T side. NBK with a high explosive grenade and a defuse kit. Full Kevlar for Virtus.pro. And another slow pistol round. We keep seeing these. Happy over towards A-Long. Not doing much at the moment. Taz waiting maybe for some impatience. Oh, the one tap from Kenny. That is just gross. That is horrible. That's vile. It's grotesque. In the meantime, though, Pasha's made his way through the underpass. They spot Happy now. Taz can entertain him as Pasha's coming in for the flank. So Happy, unbeknownst to him, is in trouble. Apex looking in the lower ground, hasn't spotted anything just yet. And there goes Happy. Apex needs to deliver now. Sixer delivering in the meantime. Apex moving towards the site. Full rotation coming in from the CT side. Neo coming up the ramp with the bomb. They won't know that Apex is on the site. Apex has not been seen. Oh, now he has. And there he goes. Headshots everywhere. Taz with 2 in 2 bullets. That's crazy. Down to 1 versus 1, but he doesn't know where NBK is. 35 seconds left, and he could be anywhere. The last place he'll expect is the door, and NBK will just about win that duel. 1-0 to EnVy.
It's a little bit scary for Virtus.pro. That's well, actually no. I don't think. Actually, I'm going to retract that statement. I don't think anything is particularly scary for Virtus.pro, but it's going to be a little bit annoying that EnVyUS pick up that pistol round on their CT side, able to get off to good economic start, unless EnVyUS are unable to defend the force buy that's coming. And Virtus.pro, they're going to take the classic B option with that. That's the interesting thing. Typically, teams are going to delay the rush into B just to essentially beat out any of the paranoia of the CTs that there's a rush coming. So they try to throw those grenades to stop the rush timings. But if a team is to do that, obviously Virtus.pro with a slow pace as they have this round will avoid that. But instead anyway, they're kind of playing it a bit like a default actually, as if they had rifles. They get Snacks and they also get, who else is with Snacks? Snacks and Pasha in there to the drop zone. Able to pressure on there. Snacks casually standing on the head of, actually it was Bialy, and won't actually be able to pick up the frag here. And despite actually working this as a default, they've managed to get a lot of space and they got a couple kills on the board as well. So it's not too bad just yet, but the problem is the opportunity for a bomb plant is really dwindling, especially because Kenny S is in the corner of the bomb site there. Oh.
But he didn't expect Pasha to be so close. So now opportunity knocks, but only briefly. Pasha taken down, bomb on the floor. That will put an end to these shenanigans in this particular round. 2-0 for EnVy. Good start for them. We've got the T's now mostly on $2,000. Pasha with 3. Maybe an AWP is coming T-side, who knows? Ideally, though, he'd want 3,400 as opposed to 29 in this round, so probably not going to have an AWP on the T-side. Apex setting up. I think CZ is better in that situation, but by no means is a 5-7 bad. It's still a very nice spot. Only NRG consistently, well, flashing that position at all, I would say. So Virtus.pro, no grenades. Deagle onto Pasha. The rest on the Glock. Glock Brigade is here. Oh, indeed. So I guess it was the money was wrong and didn't reflect the buy of that Deagle. Just 1 kill onto Happy, so not much to be done. Now things are changing. That's a nice kill. Another 1 versus 1, and Neo finishes Apex off as well. Now there are problems. Yes, the bomb is with EnVy, but the damage is with Virtus.pro. Finally put to rest. VP will be on the buy. Some good damage to the economy there for EnVy. That's going to be expensive to replenish those fallen players.
Yeah, a little bit too much damage, to be honest. As we can see, they are almost buying down within their last. Certainly NBK has got any semblance of money in the coffers. A 2-man setup towards A-Long for EnVyUS. That said, one player, Apex, will be in danger and be happy in the A-Long area, as he so wants to do lately. Wow, okay. Bialy felt like he had a positive engagement there, but instead did not turn out too well for him. He caught NBK having just tossed out a nade, switching back to his gun, unprepared for a fight, but NBK still wins it anyway. And now it's a 3 versus 5 here, making it much worse as Apex, and everyone's dead. Just like that, everybody loses all of their fights. And what an important round for EnVyUS to win cleanly. Snax's prerogative is damage now. That is his singular imperative. His only objective. Get some kills on the board. At least 2 or 3 would be absolutely fantastic, but he'll get 0.
In the back. He was taken down.
Well, that's a nice little boost.
That is a lovely round. It's an early round on Cobblestone to win with not a single player dead. That is glorious for Envy. It's glorious. Virtus.pro will have the pistols out. They have not gone for the full force buy. Some money left in the bank. They'll be looking for the bomb plant. Bomb plant is crucial to do this round. They have got 1 smoke in the hole and a bunch of flashbangs. 2.5 players in the site for Envy. Third on a quick rotation. Kenny playing better angle to avoid getting flashbang, but he needs help now, or maybe he doesn't. Sixer goes down, no help for Kenny, just the 1 kill for him, and that should be a bomb plant. Could even be around. Apex in an important position though, not going to allow that bomb to go down. He's being tagged, however, from 2 directions, and now Happy has to pick up the 1 versus 1. Virtus.pro aren't anywhere close to any rifles, but Happy pulls out a grenade just as Pasha peeks. Stolen round, if ever I saw one.
Yeah, kind of nuts to not just have your gun out at all times there. In a one-on-one with the guy very close to you. But never mind. It's okay in some respects, because EnVyUS, they just won a clean round with 5 players surviving. And now they're in a position whereby they can crush Virtus.pro's economy. They only had 1 surviving in the last round, so that's the silver lining to this. Obviously, you never want to lose rounds, but that's the silver lining. And we get to push in middle, underpass by Virtus.pro. Very aggressive as well. There's no one to stop this. It's going to be NBK close up from the doors. It's going to have to crossfire of Apex here. Counter grenades do buy some space and time for EnVyUS to work with. And with the flank as well, you should imagine that EnVyUS should be good here.
This is a very fast flank indeed. Happy gets the 2nd one, and he couldn't look. Doesn't need to. Neo gets traded, and there's a lot for Snax to do now. Taz coming straight back. 2 versus 2. Kenny spotted. Surely he's spotted. Flashbang is coming in now. Can Taz finish off this kill? Going for the bomb plant instead. Snax trying to bait, in fact. Sixer gets sprayed down. Down to the 1 versus 1. Sees a trajectory. Spots Kenny tagged. He's got 16 HP. Taz will commit to the bomb plant. Kenny repositioning, but I think he may have jumped. I think he may have made a sound. Oh, did he see him? He didn't see him. He didn't see him. Just 1 bullet required. 1 bullet found. AWB collected. That is a good round from Virtus.pro. It's going to put Envy in a vulnerable situation.
That was really make or break as well, because if you imagine that the CT side is much harder to win rounds on in this map, especially against the likes of Virtus.pro. If Envy won that, they would have broken the economy of Virtus.pro. They very likely win the following round, and they very likely will be on 6 then. Instead, it's just the opposite situation, and Virtus.pro can take away all the momentum and generate their own. That said, there are opportunities here with 5-7s. Cappy picks up the first frag, gets a dink, I think. 1 HP for Taz.
Damn. 1 HP. Not much you can do with that. See, Apex in a good position to get 2 meat shots to the chest. Up close should be enough to take a player down. Headshot also good. Oh, we've got lots of tagging here. There's great potential now for Envy, especially with a CZ in tow. Taz 12 HP, 1 HP rather. Bialy on 21. Kenny S on the site. This is dangerous for Virtus.pro. The 2 low health players coming in. Only gets the 1 though. NBK just requires 1 bullet for Bialy. Bomb getting planted. And Snax can't help Bialy. With only 2 players, there has to be a hole in your defense. NBK up close, waiting for an overextension. Bialy on the site. Here he comes, picks good timing, picks up an AK as well, and there's a smoke down. Can even bait with the smoke, but Snax is having none of it.
That was a really nice play from MBK. I like that he went onto the roof there, gave himself a very good vantage point for the engagement, also a surprising one. Doesn't get the frag though, but the damage was good. And now EnVyUS are in a nice spot. once again, we go back to that sort of this round is worth 2 scenario. And they've got the op onto Kenny. They're not investing in helmets, which is nice, because they would otherwise be much lower on grenades. Similar setup from EnVyUS as we've seen in past rounds, where they give up middle and underpass and play 3 on the B-bomb site. Even early into the round, actually. And this would have been an interesting round for a fast contact play on Plateau from Virtus.pro. Especially due to the fact that the economy of EnVyUS is weak, meaning that they're less likely to want to throw the pre-nades at the beginning of the round towards the Plateau. And that is indeed what we initially saw. However, as the round does draw on, EnVyUS do lose more and more grenades, making them less effective in the retake/counter push scenario. Virtus.pro really biding their time. They haven't really shown much presence on the map so far to EnVyUS.
Yeah, this is almost Tyloo-esque. Was it then? What was that team who just went for mad executes? They just waited until there was 30 seconds left and just executed somewhere. And that was it. Like,
Then I probably blocked it out of my memory.
that's literally the entire round. No presence, no nothing. Neo had opportunity there for a free headshot, but he couldn't find it. MBK, though, get taken down by Taz elsewhere towards the drop zone. Taz putting in more work now, harassing the drop the entire round. Kenny has much work to do, doesn't get the snap on a second player. That nade will take away much HP, but he's still got the AWP. Still taking pot shots, can't find a connection, but everything's falling apart from Virtus.pro. Maybe the threat of Kenny is causing that. Apex goes down, but Kenny's still alive. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, that bomb needs to get planted, but happy with the 2-man spray down in the nick of time. Envy gets 5.
Yeah, this is looking really good for EnVyUS all of a sudden. 5 rounds on your CT side of Cobble, and you've only played 8 rounds. 9th is just beginning.
Nice.
That's a really good situation to be in, especially against the likes of Virtus.pro. And I don't think EnVyUS have that many points on the board just yet in ECS.
Envy
yeah.
Top of the leaderboard.
Are they top of the leaderboard?
Yeah, there's
okay. I'm confusing them with G2 online.
At the beginning of this day, the top 5 all had 21 points, and between 12 and 14 matches played. Virtus.pro trying to stream towards the A-bomb site. Again, they don't have much in the name of weaponry or anything, and that range is still going to suck with a Mag 7, even when they don't have Kevlar, because the bullet spread is just too great. Either way, everyone dies for Virtus.pro, and not a single man lost for Envy. Crucial to their economy going forward. Virtus.pro's is still in an awkward situation. They could go for a Tech 9 execute with an AK here or there towards the B-bomb site. And, I mean, they could do that on a force buy, or they could do that on an eco, because they've got the money for it. And it will be the latter of the two, leaving 2K in the bank. Now, we've seen some other teams in situations where this could have been viable, but they didn't necessarily have the strats Virtus.pro do. Although Envy have the forward position. I think it's Sixer over there with the UMP. So if any CTs come streaming through this smoke, then life will be made easy for him.
So they're going to hear all the nades bouncing around, cascading all over the place. They will realize what's going on, and the first Tech 9s from drop zone only serve to confirm the fact that the B push is on, and so far it's very good. Kenny S is going to need an explosive performance, but that's what he's good at delivering. First frag found, second one comes in. Apex, close range defense with the Mag 7. Looking very good, switching to the 5-7, and things went from... Ooh, that dink. That dink is nasty. Kenny down to 2. Happy down to 18. Sack still with some good favor in this one. Finds himself around the way at the back of Happy. And now, is there a smoke for Snacks? There is not a smoke for Snacks. If he wants to cross, he's likely going to meet his demise at the AWP of Kenny.
He's just buying time now. And Kenny doesn't know if Snacks is going for the drop. You can see Kenny spinning around there. He's like, is he in the drop? Is he going towards B? Is he headed towards A? I have no idea what I'm doing. Or what I should do, rather. He'll just have to wait for the plant to come in. And then he can abuse the advantages. I don't know if he can hear the bomb being planted from there, but now he knows. And now the round is over. Don't know that Snacks will reach that AWP in time. He's doing his best, though. 4-2-6. The money being kept honest for both teams. Both teams, though, back on the buy. NBK not having a good time around the drop. It is a very difficult position to defend. So he definitely has the worst job on the team for this half.
I was surprised how winnable the round became for EnVyUS after the initial 2 players were lost, but nicely done from Snacks in the end. And the slow walk. I like this variation to the B play. This is like it'll be tough to defend, but Kill goes away at 6. He drops down off the tree position to find himself more. And problems here for EnVyUS, but they have EnVyUS close with the rifle. He's doing a good job so far. He's got nades to slow things down. Allow Happy in onto the bomb site. And again, EnVyUS doing a great job here. Picks up the second kill and the third as well.
It's not often you see that. Just a clean stroll into the B bomb site, almost unannounced entirely. Doesn't work out on this occasion for VP. Snacks for 7k. What do you do with this money? Drop some deagles to your teammates, maybe? Or go for an AWP. Why not? Virtus.pro are the team. I'll never forget that round of cash on the T side where they went AWP onto Pasha and everybody else had next to nothing and they won the round. Can't remember who it was against. Very long time ago now, but it was totally awesome. And that is the situation they're in now. Snacks with 1,300 in the bank, not too far away from his teammates. So this is a mirror of that situation. And we have the hunger for the peak, perhaps, from Happy. But he's going to back off. So Virtus.pro will be left waiting for a while. Envy passive towards the B bomb site. Nobody deep, and that may end up being a problem for them should Snacks prove successful with these angles. Around the bold and out, but there goes the AWP, there goes the armor as well.
Yeah, what a beautiful frag to find for Happy. And he's baited them in. He's baited them in, and they will fall like flies. AWP has been collected by Pasha. And Happy's going to get... Oh, I thought he was going to get caught there, but no. He picks up the frag regardless. And it's a 3k for him.
I was wondering if at that point they should throw the AWP away, because Envy don't have one. And they're not going to win a round in a 2 versus 5 with no armor, an AWP and a Glock. That's not going down. Apex with a good angle. No shenanigans to be had. AWP instantly collected. How different the round could have been if Happy had gone for a slightly deeper peek towards A-Long, but now we will never know. Virtus.pro going for the buy once again. Money floating around the $3,800, $4,000 mark. So 2 players will sacrifice Go Take 9s to buy some utility. And again, if you know how to use it, that can be worth its weight in gold. 4 players for Virtus.pro towards B. Neo keeping an eye on things, but he's carrying the bomb as well. Does this mean ultimately they're rotating? I have no idea. Just going for some jumping peaks. VP with a slow start. And Envy are simply waiting. They're waiting for Virtus.pro to play their hand. And perhaps this is it.
Hand has been revealed, perhaps, or maybe not. So they're going to double back from this. Looks like they might be. They'll be going into drops. So they'll basically be splitting onto A, but the bomb is moving through underpass, through middle. And we've got 3 players in drops. This does feel a little bit like it is a B play. 1 player even trying to make his way out towards B. That's Taz, maybe with the aid of Bialy. But in reality, that push is coming towards A. And ideally, they want to try to catch one of the players rotating across from the A bomb site towards B, and looks like they won't be able to do so. Apex would have been that man they would have caught, but they don't get him. It's going to be Happy who gets one of the frags. Apex pops out for one of his own. Just barely, though, will Bialy be able to serve up the rounds here for the Virtus.pro side. But that was kind of close.
It was indeed, and that puts the money in an awkward position for Envy. They're going to go for the buy, though. Mag 7 coming out onto 6, the rest on rifles, some of them French. Neo with a decoy. Galil and a decoy grenade. Interesting composition. Happy back in his position. And I think that gives him a shadow. Yeah, it should do. Oh, just good timing from Happy, but he can't get a kill. Standing in the flames, is he going to survive? Just about, but he's forced forward rather than back. Two players at least looking for him, maybe even three. Lots of presence from Virtus.pro towards this area, and Apex is surely not going to check deep left. He won't. Goes down for free. No man advantage though. Frags elsewhere, but the CT's forced to rotate.
Yeah, interesting spot here. Oh, they're going to boost up, put Snacks in the balcony. Is this going to work out, or will it actually backfire? Looks like it's going to backfire. Snacks leaving Neo now on the bomb side of A alone, and there's 3 CTs. They're all over the place. This is very odd, very peculiar. Around 45 seconds, Neo is waiting for Bialy to open up action before he plants the bomb, it seems. Bialy will be able to do that, picks up a frag as he slowly gets towards Neo's position. Sixer spotted as well. Only a mag 7, but that's enough to do the job. And now Neo's forced to go for it. 1 versus 2 after plant.
Happy with all of 9 HP. I love how Neo used that distraction to plant the bomb open, which gives him more places to defend it from. There's the first man, but he can't get the second. EnVy move to 9, turning out to be a very good half for EnVy, and they chose to start on the CT half, let's not forget.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, and this has always been a map that EnVyUS have loved to play, and they've always found success here, even from that era where they were major winners, where they're very dominant. And in previous editions of the lineup, it was a lot of it was they found a lot of success on this map, and going into the newer lineup with EnVyUS, EnVyUS is one of the reasons why they have found success in the past. And you can see that Happy, he plays around the A long area very, very effectively, and the setups that he has with Apex do tend to be quite strong. Just obviously, generally, the skill across the team is very suitable for this map. And this time around, we'll see that there's a 4-man setup early, so you can see that EnVyUS are reading the economy. They're reading that this is the last round. They're reading that it, in fact, will be a B play, and they are correct in their deduction, because that's what's coming here from Virtus.pro.
Execute's coming in. 4 players for the CTs. Is it enough? Happy is miles away. He's not rotating anytime soon. 2 for 1. Kenny in the face as well. There's a third one. That is a brutal round for Virtus.pro. Shut down solidly there by EnVyUS. Lovely stuff. They were just too bunched together, unfortunately. And even after the first pair of kills right there, that's just ruined. I mean, they lost 2 CTs as well, but it doesn't feel that way with Kenny delivering so many frags from that position. Virtus.pro, 5 rounds starting on the CT side. The pistol's going to be crucial. Well and truly. Mirage is the second map between these 2 sides. This is the pick of EnVy.
You can see why, as you said, them starting on the CT side too seemed very, very potent. Now, Virtus.pro looking to defend the push from EnVyUS, and EnVyUS will just go with the A-long play. Happy causing problems, perhaps, towards B, but instead of going drop or anything like that, he's going to actually rejoin his teammates towards the effort onto A. Snack's already spotting and just loving that engagement. You wonder why MBK's taking that engagement against the USP, but he tries it and he comes up short.
Man advantage for Virtus.pro for the time being. But the bomb looks good to go down. Happy might find himself good timing. Oh, man. Stolen away just before he could get the pick onto Taz, but the kills come streaming in for EnVy. Now they find themselves at a man advantage. Virtus.pro forced to go through the choke point. Not committing just yet. Kenny underneath the window. Pasha flying through, doesn't check behind him. And down he goes, leaving Bialy in a 1 versus 3. And he'll get ruined as well. Massive pistol round for EnVy.
Yeah, Kenny, as before, the frags there, he's starting to rack up the kills. He's on 22. 22 kills in 15 rounds isn't too bad. Or 16 rounds even. It's not too bad from Kenny. And we yet to see what he has to bring to the table on the T side. I think as an AWPer generally, it is harder to have impact on the T side consistently as opposed to the CT side AWPing. But either way, he's on a Mac 10 as are 2 of his teammates.
Sixer just knifed Kenny in the back. Sorry, Apex. He just right-click knifed him in the back. I don't understand how players do this all the time. I mean, it's not that hard to use a mouse. He's got 39 HP, Dan. Oh, dearie me. Sixer is a snake in the grass, perhaps. The execute comes in from EnVy, but against those CZs as well, 39 HP. Apex is pretty much doomed at this point. Mac 10's flying through, though. Apex leading the charge of that Mac 10. 2 kills for him, and he will get Neo through the smoke. So maybe he didn't need that 61 HP after all. Snack's last man standing behind the door.
He's only lost 5 HP, James. So
yeah,
he's got plenty of HP to spare for other things, perhaps. So 12 to 5. That is pretty nice. I mean, Virtus.pro, what are they possibly going to do in a round like this? It's not like Train. If you've got a team that can run real anti-force buys and anti-ecos, you're good to go. And Virtus.pro, because they're down so many rounds, they're actually opting to go for the full save here. I'm not sure if they're going to full buy in the next round or not. With Famises and so on, they may even just go for double eco into a proper buy, which would also be a good option. But watch Dignitas play Cobblestone on the T side. Watch their anti-force buys. They, right now, as far as I'm concerned, are the best in the business. I don't know if you're with me there, but...
Yeah, they're pretty good, man. They got the stats. I mean, the strats. They got the strats, Dan.
Yeah, their structure on those rounds is frankly amazing. And
Dignitas got them strats.
And it's reminiscent of NIP when they kind of won Malmö, that era where they were highly structured. That's the kind of stuff that Dignitas know how to turn on, but they also are able to turn it off at the right times too, when it suits them. So it's good to see that, and EnVyUS will win it cleanly anyways, 13 to 5. And indeed, Virtus.pro go for the full buy with M4s.
EnVy are going for the full, let's not do anything at all. The MAC-10s and MP7 continue. 4 helmets on the Virtus.pro side, so these kills will be harder than they expect the EnVy team, and that's a surprise kill onto Snacks doing 180s in the air. Won't save him from KennyS's MAC-10. Picks himself up an M4. That's a very important kill. That gives them double the rifles. 4 players all over towards A for the EnVy side. Virtus.pro with nobody on the B plateau. No one looking down to see where these T's are stacked. Neo playing around a connector area, moving more towards A. What is this smoke execute from EnVy? One towards the door, one towards the balcony, but the balcony smoke has failed.
Just in the middle of nowhere. Well, Taz is inside the smoke. Yeah, it's worked, James.
Yeah. It did work. Taz has gone down. There goes Patcher as well. Taz was in no man's land. Had no idea what was going on there. And the trades will continue. EnVyUS getting the last one. That's so awkward for Taz. I don't think he realized the smoke was there. And he's like, why is there a smoke here? Where am I supposed to stand?
That was really funny, actually. And KennyS is racking up the frags, man. 27. Pretty good. Apex on 22. Very nice indeed. And Virtus.pro, they're in desperation mode. Down to pistols. 4 HEs. Maybe they were one of the teams that I was highlighting about the triple plus HEs earlier. It works pretty well. Almost fatal damage to 6 for an Apex.
Almost, but not quite. Well, maybe that damage is paying off now. 6, oh man, everyone's tagged. Headshots coming in though. Taz might play close to the smoke, but he's being spotted. That's really unfortunate for him. Now, Snacks making his way through. Nice shot there. It's doable. Next bullet wins. And it will be from Apex. Match point. 10 match points for EnVy. Right then, we've got the 6K for Virtus.pro. Big buys coming in.
Yeah, I mean, Virtus.pro are a team that used to make Cobblestone, in fact, made Cobblestone perhaps their best map for a period. And they were also a team that probably were top 3 on Cobblestone just like for the longest time. Definitely having a harder go of it right now against EnVyUS, who are showing quite some class. It's looking very smooth. Pasha's found himself onto the stairs here at the end of the plateau. Good for a couple kills here. Really decisive stuff from Pasha as he looks for the next one. He will find it. Pasha's done so much work, but somehow still 3 players have gone down here for the Virtus.pro side, leaving Happy in a 1 versus 2. A winnable situation, especially with all the time that he has left to play with. And a free frag like that. It looks like he's got the read onto Taz's position. Oh my goodness, Happy clutches it, and that's going to be the match, or rather, that's going to be game.
What is the match?
Or the match, I don't know, whatever it is, but they win.
It's a match, Dan.
They win Cobblestone.
16 to 5, solid score from EnVy. Let's find out what Halvor thinks of all that after the break.